This is the KFC guy. Hope you're home safe and healthy and flattening that curve. We're continuing our discussion of Rapid Review, the free service from Kaplan Publications. Rapid Review is a website that you can go to and watch free videos for up to 30 days for 4 subject area tests on the GED. We're going to start off with our math section for free for the next 30 days, and this is just a look at that first video in the math section. When you go to the Kaplan login, you should have your username and password, and then go to Access Resources. And here's Stephanie. Now, I know it's difficult to just go in and start watching videos, especially in math, and do math problems just with a cutout of an instructor. And again, Kaplan has a tendency to get difficult pretty fast. Stephanie is our lecturer, and we talked before about looking at the class notes while you're listening to the lecture. But how do you get this, build some interest? Well, here's one thing to do. Look up the baby name Stephanie. Somewhere in the 1980s, Stephanie peaked with the highest number of baby names given in the U.S., and then it's kind of dropped off since that point. But anyway, back to the video. So Stephanie's talking to us about number sense. This is probably the best first start for us with rapid review in math. As we go through the video, her first section that she covers has to do with the power and roots, and then the second section that comes up that we're talking about today is order of operations. Now, order of operations is the basis for so much that we need to pass on the GED math. It comes in a lot of times on simple problems, and even though this may not look simple to you right now, we're going to break it apart. Now, some of you may have been familiar with order of operations in school when you saw the word PEMDAS in the center of this video. PEMDAS is, of course, and going back a few years, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and there's dear Aunt Sally, but it is a rule of operations of what we're going to do first, second, and third, and we have to have that kind of a rule in order to do math proper. Now, watching the video, you'll hear her go through the process of what each one of the PEMDAS letters stands for. That mnemonic is important, but one of the things that a lot of us didn't learn is what is happening with multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. Now, when we get to those parts of the problem, remember, when they say or, they're meaning from left to right. So or is from left to right on multiplication and division, and then left to right addition and subtraction. As she steps through the problem, she does the parentheses, exponents, then she does that multiplication, then she does that multiplication, then she finally does the addition, and you'll see that on the video. Now, why order of operations? Why PEMDAS? Maybe as a kid you had coloring by numbers. We're kind of following that kind of rule where you only color certain things or you only do certain numbered practices at the same time, and there's just certain rules about that that we're going to use. Now, that problem that we looked at from Stephanie went pretty deep. It went through all of these operations, and we are possibly struggling a little bit at this point. Some of us are. So maybe you'll jump out and hit Khan Academy. Now, Khan Academy is the standard encyclopedia for what we need for math. If we use Khan Academy, whether we sign in with our email or just use it straight up, Khan Academy will give us some extra videos and some extra methods that we can use to learn order of operations, which is very important. I like to just type in order of operations in the search under my Khan Academy and see what's available. The first video I'd like you to check out if you're not familiar with order of operations, is his 9-minute introduction. Notice that we have the order of operations 6th grade practice, and just a reminder with con, this is about as high as we need to go with con in order to pass the GED. Somewhere around your 6th grade level will be a good place to be with proficiency in con to pass the GED. Now, if you're using your phone or you can't get on the site, pull up the YouTube video. It's going to say immediately when you type in order of operations or intro to order operations, you'll always see these con videos on YouTube. But as we go through the actual con program, and again, I encourage you to sign into that, when you click on Intro to Order of Operations, you'll see where this math exists in the whole scheme of con. It's pre-algebra, order of operations. That's okay. That's still in that zone that we need to be in order to pass the GED. But again, everything that we do in math is going to have to require this idea that there's an order, there's a color by number, there's a number that comes next to make order of operations happen. It'll get easy, medium, and difficult problems for you on the GED, and you'll be able to do them with correct proficiency. Now, also, if you're signing into con with your email, go ahead and do a couple of practice problems. They're always aligned and they're very well oriented toward what he talked about in the video. So in his video, Con immediately goes to the why can we do these types of math problems and get different answers, because we have to agree upon this rule called PEMDAS, or order of operations, in order to make math the same answer for all of us. And he compares it, of course, to flying a rocket ship. So if you went from left to right, 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 times 5 is 50, totally makes sense. A lot of people do it that way, and that is not what we're agreeing upon in math. We're agreeing that we have this idea of PEMDAS and order of operations, and so we do multiplication and division first, 3 times 5, which is 15, and then we bring in and do the addition second, which is adding that 7. Again, it's just rules of math. We want to hold on to it because it will help us with our GED. Now, you may, again, get an opportunity to just break out a little bit. Maybe do a quick search on Google. There's plenty of stuff that's in viral land for Facebook and wherever your social media, and you may have seen different things like this where there are math problems is the answer 1 or 9, and you just apply your order of operations to this type of math. Just trying to find a place for you to feel comfortable to do some practice. Don't go too hard, don't go too deep with the math, and pick up what you're doing right along the way. Okay, so maybe you took a second to look at this. We're looking at parentheses first. So inside the parentheses, I'm seeing 1 plus 2. That sounds pretty easy. So 1 plus 2, I'm thinking that's going to be a 3. And then 2 next to the parentheses with a 3 in it is multiplication. So 2 times 3, that's multiplication. And we're going to look at this as division and then multiplication. Remember, it's from left to right, or when they put that word or in there, it means left to right. So I'm actually going to do 6 divided by 2, which is 3, times 3. So the answer in our little viral checkbook here is 9. Maybe you've seen this one pop up a couple of places, but I'm pretty sure now you're seeing what the trick is. You have division, you have multiplication, but it goes from left to right. And of course, you're going to do those parentheses first. And here's just a few more if you want to play around with it. Again, trying to find fun ways to keep this a little bit lively for you, so that you're not just watching a video lecture and taking notes, although that's excellent, excellent work to do. to learn and get proficiency in order of operations. So maybe try a couple of these. When you discover some of these problems online, you might even see places where people will help you along the way with showing you common mistakes. Taking a look at this and the way it's written, of course, that could be a big problem with that slash mark. But what is the first order of operations that we're looking for in this problem? Okay, is it subtraction? Is it division? Or is it addition? Well, of course, it's division first. Now, 3 divided by 1/3. 3 divided by 1/3. Well, how many 1/3s are there in $1? How many 33.3 cents do you have in a dollar? 3 of them. So if I have $3 and I've got 1/3 divided by 1/3, and there's 3 1/3s in a dollar, $3 divided by 1/3 would be 9. And then from left to right, 9 minus 9 is what? 0 plus 1. So the answer would be 1. Okay, well, that was a short breakout session of how do you get this to be interesting to you, how do you can look for different ways to bring this concept in, and most importantly, to find some proficiency in it. If you get stuck, if you get trapped, let us know, let us help you, and we will totally bring it to your attention how to get this thing going right. We've got a lot of sources that you can use. Stick with your Kaplan. Go ahead and try this GED Rapid with the Kaplan book, but we've got Khan Academy, we've got KET. Just let us know. Hope you're safe and healthy and happy and flattening that curve at home.